Hi everyone, it's a Draftaholic's guide to Green Red Ramp. We're going to get you ready for Nationals 2017. Here is Patty Robertson, and he's going to go through the deck and tell us about it. So, what does this deck do, Patty?
Well, this deck is, it's named Red Green Ramp, and it's trying to ramp its mana up to cast the most powerful threats in the format ahead of schedule. You're using ramped cards like Beneath the Sands, Weirding Wood, and Hour of Promise to get to 7 mana to cast Worldbreaker, 10 mana to cast Ulamog, well ahead of schedule, and overwhelm the opponent that way.
So your threats are big giant monsters. What is that good against?
The big giant monsters are generally good against decks that are not going to kill you quickly. So mid-range decks like Temur and Green Black Energy struggle to beat cards like Ulamog, Worldbreaker, especially in conjunction with Kozilek's Return and Hour of Devastation.
So this deck also has 5 mana. It's got Hour of Promise, a 5 mana ramp spell. So this is a ramp deck that ramps into ramp.
Yeah, so the best ramp spells in the format, Beneath the Sands, Weirding Woods, etc., get you from 3 mana to 5 mana. So the important part of this deck is to have things to do on 5, and Hour of Promise is a very powerful way to get from 5 mana all the way up to 10 mana very quickly, while also providing defense if you have enough deserts in play.
So, what's the downside of this deck? What decks are gonna beat it? What are you gonna get run over by?
This deck struggles against mono red. There's no point beating around the bush. It gets on board very quickly and pressures you. And although you can beat it, you have sweepers and you have powerful top end that you can cast on time to maybe have an impact. Doing it consistently in game 1 especially is not something that I would rely on.
This deck also plays a lot of utility lands and lands that help your game plan. How are they helping you? What are they doing here?
Well, Shrine of the Forsaken God is your key to casting Eldrazi ahead of schedule. You can Hour of Promise into multiple shrines and cast Ulamog the next turn. That's something you can do. So a Shrine of the Forsaken God is really quite powerful in that regard. Also, because of Hour of Promise, we have a bunch of deserts in our deck. If we have 1 desert in play when we cast Hour of Promise, we can search for 2 more deserts to get the 2 zombies in play. That's really powerful for defending yourself against oncoming creatures. Just 2 chump blockers is quite good. So we have a bunch of deserts for that, and beyond that, there's cycling lands, which are just great to help mitigate flood, as well as Sanctum of Ugin and Seagate Wreckage as utility lands to help you avoid flooding out or get extra threats once you've gotten to your top end.
All right, and what do we do in the sideboard? Let's say we're up against a bad matchup, we're up against the mono red. What have we got that we can bring in to combat that?
For mono red especially, we have the first 8 cards here, Druid of the Cowl, Artherback Stomper, and Magma Spray. We're taking out some of our powerful top end to bring in things that allow us to interact earlier, stave off death for until the point we can cast something powerful. You don't need to cast Ulamog against red deck, just not being dead and casting anything is generally suitable.
And the rest of the slots, what are they for? What are you using? What decks are you using those against?
So for decks where removal's not good or you don't want to flood out, you can cut some removal spells, trim some ramp spells. So against decks like Control, and bring in Thought-Knot Seer, Tireless Tracker, and Shafet Monitor. They let you both interact with the opponent and provide card advantage when a lot of your deck is just mana sources in game 1. So it's turning some of your mana sources into actual threats. And then there's just some more kind of impactful spot removal spells, Struggle and Cut, to kill bigger creatures in game 2 when cards like a Braid might not cut it.
Okay, so how many people do you think will be playing this at Nationals? How popular do you think it'll be?
I don't know if it's going to be the most popular deck in the room, though I think the time is quite suitable for it. If you think Temur is going to be a big deck, and Green-Black is going to be a big deck, and if you're worried about approach control decks, this deck is also quite good against control, then maybe this is time to play the deck. But I wouldn't play it if you think mono red is going to show up in numbers.
All right, excellent. So thanks a lot, Patty. Thanks for going through this deck. Everyone at home, if you like casting the biggest creatures in Standard, I think this is the deck for you.